The regular Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. October 18 will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Hogue.
Here.
Councillor Koivunen.
Here.
Councillor Lillis.
Here.
Mayor Vaisalovich.
Here. Approval of minutes, City Council Workshop, September 20th. City Council Workshop, October 4th, and City Council Meeting, October 4th. No one has any changes and additions. Call for a motion that we approve the minutes as they are printed.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, approval of tonight's agenda. Under new business, we have two items to add, J8 and J9. Anybody else have anything to add to that, or any deletions? If not, call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with those two additions to new business.
So moved.
Support. Motion made by Koivunen, supported by Hogue. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I don't think we have any appointments or presentations at this time. And if anybody from the audience wants to address the council, we'll allow 5 minutes at this point in the meeting. Otherwise, we'll allow time at the end of the meeting. If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of payroll, September 16th through the 30th. Approval of claims, September. And Iron Range Resources Grant for Lundgren Motors demolition. Anybody have any questions or comments on those items? If not, call for a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Hogue.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have no public hearings at this point, no unfinished business. Then we'll move on to new business. Item number 1, election judge pay. The election judges are getting a pay raise. It's been quite a while, hasn't it, Steph, since they got one?
2008.
So, that's 8 years, yeah, that's time for a little kick. It's quite an important job. Going from trainee at $9 an hour to the head election judge at $13. No one has any questions or comments? Call for a motion that we approve the pay increase for the election judges.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? Are we having less judges now with combining these polling places too?
We will, although we're trying to have enough judges just to cover the volume of people that we have at the auditorium. So we'll have probably around just below 20 judges total.
Oh, okay. Did you get enough?
Looking for one more.
One more?
Anyone's interested?
You know, it's like anywhere else. It's
We nominate Brad.
Tough.
He's not here.
yeah.
My wife did it last year and she loved it. She wanted to do it this year, but she can't.
I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on using the auditorium. Because everybody asked, I said, all the booths that were in the others will be there. You know, you'll have the room. Because just the convenience and accessibility, people are really happy with that move. All in favor? Aye. Did I vote on that already? Oh, okay. All in favor on the pay increase?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 2, retirement notice from firefighter Mike Lenich. You know, it's, you wonder where all those years have gone when we started that department, and it was amazing because that is a big transition for a community going from that, but you know, you had everybody pitching in.
Yep.
You had the few full-time fighters who were there because, you know, an 8-9 man department, you can't run an ambulance and fight fires. And everybody was really interested in jumping in. The ironic, when we first had the meetings, the biggest help we got was from a former Virginia firefighter. He had the blueprint. I think he was assistant chief, Lloyd Sackerson. He brought that over and you had the road map. He researched that for a number of years and everybody basically, put it into effect. And it worked quite well, but the employees who were transitioning to public works were a big help, especially with the ambulance. Keeping that going because you're not only a fire department, but an ambulance service. They kept everything going during that transition and it's pretty much a team effort in a small community. Fire department, ambulance, police department, they all work together as one. I can't believe, 29 years since we started that.
You've been doing this for a while.
That's what Mike said.
The last of the charter members from 1987.
I think he deserves a big thank you for his
He
years.
does.
Oh, I think you deserve a big thank you. I've been lucky enough to work with him for the last 12 years. And I was actually on a council with him when I first got on here. And I learned a lot from him and he needs a big thank you. And I wish he would have made 30, but I understand 29 is good enough. And I wish him all the best.
I too would like to echo that. I worked with him for many years in my capacity as police chief and prior to that even. And we're talking about a true public servant. Mr. Lenich is an outstanding asset for our city, and I really hate to see him go from our fire department, but I think that comes that time for most everyone. It's sooner or later, but if you're listening out there, Mike, we wish you the very best, and sorry to see you go.
I'm sure he'll let us pick his brain if we need a few things now and then.
And I know if he has something to say, he'll be standing up here telling us.
Yep,
No, it's just-
and that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice letter he sent, and like I say, you think, where did that time go? It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable. I would call for a motion that we accept Mike's retirement and send him a letter of gratitude for his years of service and what he put into that department.
I would so move.
Then I'll support.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, quotes for auditorium air conditioning. $66,365. And it's, I didn't realize Range Cornice was in the air conditioning business too, because they've been in the roofing business forever.
A big difference. Big difference in the two bids we got.
Yeah.
So
Yes, it is a big difference. Are you gonna,
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from Range Cornice Heating and Sheet Metal for $66,365 for the auditorium roof. Auditorium air conditioning, I'm sorry.
one question, when are they gonna start this?
As soon as all the contracts get signed, they'll get
Oh,
going.
okay.
Yeah, we just signed the contracts for the roof and everything, that's ready to go, and I got people in there refinishing woodwork and
Because we have not had a lot of good luck getting things done
Roof's
in
gonna
a
be done
timely
this
fashion.
year yet, or is this a spring project? Okay, good.
Brian, you made a motion that we accept the bid from Range Cornice. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? I think it's finally coming together.
Making progress. It's been a long, long process.
Yes. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider authorizing Benchmark Engineering to proceed with field engineering work and plan to prep for the HDPE water line under Highway 101. And that is great news to see that road's gonna get done. Anybody have any questions for Rod or Jerry on that? Because I think we had a break there a couple of years ago, didn't we? Jerry on that line, or was it?
That was a force main line that we had
Oh,
to break
okay.
on underneath the road, and we did replace that with high density. So,
Yeah, this
Oh,
will go work in conjunction with the county project and will save us some money there.
yeah. And this feeds the water tower that, it's old cast iron pipe, and it should be
Okay.
good then.
And this will be next spring.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Call for a motion that we authorize Benchmark Engineering to proceed with that.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 5, consider approving change order number 1 for Ellie Municipal Parking Lot reconstruction.
I almost fell off my desk chair when I saw this. And Rod didn't even look at me now because he's gonna giggle. I think it's great. I like that they're not charging us more as usual. You know, $4,700 less is $4,700 we could put somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of good news for a change.
Sorry, are you putting that in the motion?
I would be happy to put that in a motion. We're plus $4,700 for a change.
Do I have a support?
I'll support.
Motion made by Koivunen, supported by Hoag, that we approve change order number 1. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 6, consider final number 4 pay request for Ellie and municipal parking lot reconstruction.
Also move.
I was looking, I thought it was the same price.
Yes, there goes your money.
Looking back.
No, I looked at it too, but that's what we're saving.
We made $100, $150.
Yeah, it's better than a poke in the eye, I'll tell you that. Motion made by Koivunen, do I have a support?
I'll support.
Supported by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 7, considering final pay number 3, pay request for sidewalk and curb improvements. Amount due, $3448.75, 3D concrete and construction. And that finishes it up, our sidewalk work, Jerry?
Yes, that takes care of the rest of it.
Good for another year. Well, you guys got a lot done this year.
Well, we got $40,000 worth. It goes a little ways. A lot more than 20, so
Try to get ahead of the game.
did a little bit everywhere.
Start planning for next year.
Well, you can't let it slide, then you get behind. If no one has any questions, gonna call for a motion that we approve the final pay request, the 3D.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have a support?
Support.
Did you make that, Joe?
Yes.
No, support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Let's see here.
I like that. We get money on one page, turn the page in our briefs, and it goes right out.
Well, I thought we were just switching dollars there.
Yeah, pretty much were.
Let's see here, I'm missing, oh, here it is. Item J8 that we added, that was a recommendation from the Personnel Committee for Library Director, and I think, who's on the committee?
It was me and Brian.
You and Brian? Okay.
Yeah. And Jackie were interviewed her, and we're looking forward to having her be our new library director. I'm pretty impressed with her, and I think she's going to do very well in the new position. So welcome her
I'd also
as
like
our
to,
promotion.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Councilor. Yeah, I also would like to congratulate her on her promotion. From what I understand, she's quite energetic, very enthused about her work, and I'm sure she'll be a continued asset to the city of Eveleth in the position of a library director. So,
And I'd like to thank you too and Jackie for being on this committee, because I know that it's a lot of longer, more hours and stuff, so thank you.
I mean, in that library, there's a lot going on up there, and you know, she's got some great ideas, and I think it's gonna continue to be a big asset to the community. I mean, it's, especially with the internet age and, you know, kind of getting away from the paper, you know, the books, but she's got some great ideas, and I think it's gonna be very good.
She's getting into the historical aspect of the city too, digging a lot of things up,
Yep.
you know, that kind of got left and forgotten.
Well, if you haven't been down there in a while, I'd invite people to go down there and see what your local library has to offer. I mean, there's always something, always community activities going on.
Well, then I'll call for a motion that we promote Mary Ellen Higgins to be hired as the library director effective October 19th.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Lillis, supported by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item J9, post for part-time library technician. And that you gotta do internally? First, okay. How long do you have to post that? Is it 14 days or something?
More, I think
7.
it's 7.
Oh, 7? Then you can go outside if you don't get any apps, okay. You have to take action on that too then, or?
Yes, please.
Okay. Call for a motion that we post for a part-time library technician.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Well, that kind of takes care of new business for tonight. And does anybody have anything from any commissions or?
I don't have anything, Mayor.
You got nothing to add to the meeting tonight?
I don't. I'm good. I'll have something for you next time. I'll make a
You
point.
can even be a complaint. You know, I'm open tonight. I'll let it go. I'll let it go at that.
No, I think everything's going good in the world of Brian right now.
Okay. Joe, you got anything?
No, my commissions and stuff are, nothing much is going on right now, and I just like to say, wherever Bradley is, I hope he feels better. Well,
You know, you hear about that kind of stuff, and you often, wonder, oof, it just happens. Well,
Yeah.
everybody knows.
it happens that fast.
Not a lot of warning. Yeah, I ran into him tonight. I'm gonna take it easy for a while. Kind of a scary thing,
You bet it is.
You hear about happening to everybody else until it happens to you. Brian, you got anything to add?
Nothing further, Mayor.
I was looking at, we just raised utility rates, and there's something we got from Rams, the Iron Ore Alliance is having tomorrow. It's about the MPCA's revision of the wild rice water quality standard and its potential impact on range municipalities. Well, if you think you've seen high utility rates, we've been fighting this for 8 years. And I mean, that's how important going out to vote and researching your candidates are, because you haven't seen anything. Because when you've got what I see as a manufactured problem, it doesn't exist except in somebody's mind, but it's millions of dollars to dump on the taxpayers in the small communities. And you take, for example, communities like around here, we dump 10, 15 million in additional debt, and you see what we had to do for the water tank when you're borrowing money. That was, what did we borrow, 250,000? Oh, maybe 10, 15 million. What is that gonna do to a utility bill? And the effects to the environment, there isn't a problem. That's the argument. It's a created problem. Spend all that money to fix something that doesn't exist, and that's how important, and people should pay attention. Because when they start doing it, it's too late, once they have the authority to make that legislation. And you should probably be calling your elected officials, the state and federal level, and asking where are they standing on this, and it is not good. If a problem was there, address it and get it handled, but there's so much controversy, and it's just pulling these problems out of the air. Just like the air quality from Mintac that came up. I mean, we all know what, the motives up behind that are. you're just making up stuff. Just unbelievable, and I think, people gotta put their foot down. It's different if you're paying for something that has to be done, is necessary. Because every so many years, you're always rebonding for these plants, because you're upgrading them. Now you're doing something that is totally in somebody's brain, they think it's a problem, but there's probably something wrong with that brain to begin with. I mean, creating these issues, but that's just my opinion, and I don't care. I'm gonna say it. It's fixing something that's not broke, and you're not talking small money, and I can't see people's utility bills quadrupling. They ain't gonna be too happy. So everybody should do their due diligence, and we gotta watch this kind of stuff, because once it slips by you, it's too late. To undo it is almost impossible. That's all I've got. Chief, do you have anything to add?
Not tonight, Mayor.
Jerry?
I have nothing else.
Rod? Jackie? Nothing? Steph, anything from you, or you got your pay raise for the crew? Anyone from the audience? Bill? Yes, sir.
Do I put this on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'd like to offer my comments on Mary Ellen Higgins. You as a city have a great employee for that position. She's a wonderful person. She'll do a great job for you. She worked for me for about 2 years, and I have complete confidence in Mary Ellen Higgins. So Mary Ellen, congratulations from Aho.
You're gonna try to get some extra work out of her, I know that.
But I have a comment. What is this going to do with the Heritage Committee? She is the coordinator for us, and I guess I'm wondering, any comments in that regard? Aho doesn't want to lose her in
Well,
that position.
I really don't think you're gonna lose the input there,
Okay.
Bill.
Okay,
Because, she's got a real interest in that anyway.
yeah,
I mean, she goes the extra mile. It's something she likes to do, she's interested in, and I don't think you're gonna see her going away from that.
okay. Well, she does a great job in terms of the website for us, and taking care of that, posting items on there. So, I mean, she's a great gal.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, once the auditorium is done, that can be the historical part of the city where we can have a lot of items there, information. Because if people come in and ask for things, we've got some items, but nothing is really cataloged or organized. But I'm hoping that's why I'm kind of anxious to get that place up and running, so there is some place to go. And maybe have a maintenance man up there who can take care of library or city hall, and based out of there,
Okay,
take care of things.
good to hear. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Anyone else from the audience? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting. Oh, excuse me, we got a draw for the tickets. Okay, Brian. I'm gonna let you pull.
All right, you get the game show host tonight.
We need one or two.
One or two? One. Patricia Olson, Cleveland Street and Eveleth, you're going to the hockey game. Okay, now we're adjourned.
That's on October 29th.